Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I filmed this eyeshadow tutorial. I did do a talk through. A lot of people have been asking me how I do my cut crease eyeshadow looks, and I wanted to do a video that was very informative for you guys, something that I usually don't do because I don't do talk throughs a lot. I feel like they kind of drag on and on. But I really wanted to break it down for you guys so that you can see how I personally do my cut crease for my eye shape. Take into consideration that everybody's eye shape is different. Nobody has the same eye shape. There are similarities between eye shapes. I do have hooded eyes, so I kind of have to maneuver where I put the eyeshadows on my eyes a little differently from a person who has deeper set eyes. I hope this helps you guys out in figuring out your eye shape and figuring out how to do your cut crease and make the steps as easy as I could throughout the tutorial. There are some background noises throughout the tutorial. My son is here, my dogs were barking up a storm, so I will try to edit that out in my editing process, kind of like drown out the background noise. But for the most part, if you hear anything, that's what it is. That's just how it goes. So if you guys want to see how I created this copper cut crease, then just keep on watching. I'm going to be using this palette. This is the Milkshake palette from Face Candy. I got this off of Shop Hush, and it's supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Peachy Mattes, I think it's called. I don't know. But it's the Too Faced Peach palette, but the matte version. And then I also wanted to use this palette. This is the Glam Metals palette from Crown Brushes. We got this in our Boxycharm for the month of January, and these are the shadows here. I did want to do more of a cool tone look, but for some reason this just turned out like really warm. So I am going to be using this copper shade right here. It's called Rebel, and then I'm just using a lot of the warm mattes in this to create this kind of cut crease look. I am going to do a wing liner and put on some lashes after we finish this side. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so you guys can see what I'm doing and I can explain it a little better. So I just primed my eye. I like to use the NYX Shadow Base in Skin Tone. It's just looks like a concealer pot. It's pretty thick. It's really nice. You don't have to use very much of this to prime your lid. And then I just set it with a little bit of translucent powder. I'm going to go into the Milkshake palette. I'm going to be taking this shade right here called Peanut Butter. It's kind of like it's a very warm brown. It has almost like a little bit of yellow in it. I can't explain it. It's a very warm kind of pukey brown. And then I'm taking that on this blending brush. This is a BH Cosmetics, I think it's a 101 brush. It's just a fluffy blending brush like this. I just have a little bit of the product on the brush, and I'm going to take that, and when I talk about my transition area, because I do have hooded eyes, I don't put this in my crease. A lot of people will put this in their crease area. Since I have a hood over my eye, I don't know if you guys can tell, this area right here is when I'm talking about putting stuff in my transition area. That's every single time I do an eyeshadow look, that's where I put the shadow, the lightest shadow that I want it to radiate up to. So I'm putting it in this area right here, kind of like in a dome shape or like a rainbow shape, whatever you guys want to call it, or windshield shape. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy. So I'm just taking this and I'm outlining that part. If you want to look straight forward into something like a mirror, you just take this and you're like outlining the crease, because the crease for me is right here, right in this area right here where my actual socket is. This area right here where you see this kind of line, that's my mobile lid. That's the lid, that's like kind of my lid space. A lot of problems that people have when they have hooded eyes is that their eyeshadow doesn't show up when they look straight on. So that's why you want to take the eyeshadow color onto the hood of your eye, onto this little area right here, so that you can see the shadows and then they start to radiate. That's how you get that really nice blend. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that peanut butter shade, and like I said, I'm just going in this area. And when I do cut creases, I like to bring the shadow all the way into like my tear duct area. So when I do cut my crease, I have this sort of shape right here, as you can see on the side. I'm just building up that color very lightly, and I don't have a lot of lid space to begin with. Like, I don't have a lot of eye space. So when I put my transition area, I almost buff the color up towards my brow bone. Some people don't like that look. That's the only way I feel like you can really see the eyeshadows on my eyeballs. I'm just going to slightly build up this color. I just tapped in again, and when I get into this inner corner, I'm kind of doing circular motions and then bringing it back to this area. I sort of want to build up on that color, so I'm going to take this next color, which is sort of like a lighter version of a brick red. It's called Root Beer, and I'm going to use this exact same brush. Just going to dip in a little, and then basically I'm just going over that peanut butter shade and building up the intensity of the shadow. When you're layering shadows for eyeshadow looks, that's what's really going to give you that nice blended look. So don't be afraid to pack on the color, especially with brushes like this. These types of brushes are meant to diffuse color. They're not really dense, and they pick up a lot of product, but they're going to blend out the colors very nicely. So that's about as intense as I want the color to look. It's a little darker out on this side because this is like my brow bone right here, or my actual socket. So it's really nice and blended and soft. So now I'm going to go in with a more dense brush. This is the Beauty Junkies Pro Blending Brush, and it's very close to the Sigma E25, and it looks like this. It's a really nice brush. I'm going to go into Caramel now, this one. It's just a darker version of the Root Beer Float color, and I'm taking just a little bit of that on the tip and then sort of on the side right here, as you can see, and tap off a little of the excess, and I'm just going to place that more so in this area right here, just tapping and sort of wiggling my brush back and forth. And when I have most of the color off, like most of the color payoff that I want, I'm going to slowly start bringing this into my actually it's not my actual crease area. It's still on the top of my crease area. If you look straight on right here, I'm bringing the color right here on the top of the hood of my eye. This is my mobile lid. This is the hood of my eye. That's where I want the color, the eyeshadow color to be. So I'm just going to take that and drag this right here. And this is just going to give a little more definition and darken up the transition colors that we put down. Alright, now that I have the eyeshadow sort of deepened up, I'm going to go back in with my blending brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of root beer and peanut butter together and just run that on top of the caramel color. I'm just softly going over those edges just to help blend them out. I'm actually going to go back in again with the same brush, and I'm going to pick up this next darker shade right here. It's called Very Berry. It's sort of that like burgundy brown, so it's like a warm brown, but it has like a sort of like a purple in it, like a plum. And I'm taking that and I'm just kind of like placing that over the same area of the caramel color. And I'm just going to deepen up this like faux crease area. You want to check your work every now and then, kind of just like look straight on into a mirror and make sure that the eyeshadow is going just above your actual crease onto the hood of your eye. Otherwise, when you have your eyes open, you won't be able to see the cut crease. And then I'm going to go back in with caramel, and I'm going to slightly go over the edges of this very berry color, just to help diffuse the line created by the brush and the eyeshadow, to help blend it out a little more. Now I'm going back in with that blending brush again, taking a little bit of root beer float and peanut butter again, and just running that over the edges again to further soften the eyeshadow look. Now I'm taking a little more of a tapered blending brush. It looks like this. As you can see, it's very soft, it's very fluffy, but it has a little point to it. This is a Coastal Scents BRC N08, and like I said, this is what it looks like. I'm going to go in with this color right here. It's called Brownie Batter, and I'm taking that just at the tip, and I'm going to, this is going to stay in this area right here. This is the outer corner of our eye, and then I'm going to slightly blend it into the crease again, just to help deepen the going back in with that fluffy blending brush from Beauty Junkies. Now I'm going in with the deepest color that we will be using, and it's this color right here. It's called Double Fudge, and it's a cool tone brown. It's very deep. I'm taking that on a pencil brush. This is a BH Cosmetics 105 brush, and I'm just going to concentrate this at the edge of the eyeshadow right here, and then bring it into the crease again. So this area right here, and then sort of make a line right here. And then I'm going back in with this brush, the tapered brush from Coastal Scents, and I'm just running this over the line so that I can further blend out the shadow, and there aren't any harsh lines. Now I'm going to go in with this brush right here. This is a Wet n Wild. It's supposed to be like a brush to smudge out your eyeshadow. I would not suggest using that for that purpose, because it is thin. It is seriously one of the thinnest brushes I own. It will stab your eye. So I'm just going to take this and the concealer that I use to clean up my brows, which is the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. And it looks like this. It's just a little pot concealer. You do not need a lot of this. This will crease, especially if you have oily lids. This will crease. I just have a little bit on my brush, and what I do when I cut the crease is I look straight on into a mirror like this, and where the hood of my eye is, like on this side where the hood of my eye is, I just take this and I sort of make a little mark. I don't know if you can see that right there. I sort of make a mark, and that's going to be the guide for my eyeshadow. Now I'm sort of just bringing that down. Now, you see there how I kind of traced it out with the concealer? Now all you have to do is fill it in. I'm going to go in back with the Milkshake palette. I'm taking a cream color. I'm taking this color right here. It's called French Vanilla. And I'm just taking that on a flat shader brush. I'm not taking a lot. I just want to kind of set the concealer so that it doesn't crease. And so that nothing is moving around. So I'm not taking a lot. I'm just taking a little bit and sort of patting it over the top. I'm not like swiping it or anything. I'm now going into the Glam Metals palette, and I'm taking this shade right here. It's called Rebel. It's a copper shade, and I'm just using a synthetic flat brush. This is like a concealer brush from Zoeva. I'm just taking that Rebel color. Initially, I tried to put it on like this, just dry. It wasn't giving me the pigment I wanted, so I'm just wetting it a little with a setting spray. And I'm taking it all the way up into the crease, the faux crease, and just pulling it down. I'm all done with that palette. I'm going back into the Milkshake palette, and I'm taking the Coastal Scents brush, and I'm dipping into Very Berry and Brownie Batter, and I'm just going to help soften this line right here so that there's a nice transition, like this side is transitioned. And then I'm going back in with the pencil brush and a little bit of Double Fudge. I'm just going to run that on the edge right here to deepen it up a little. Alright you guys, so as you can see, both eyes are done. I'm just going to put on a little bit of winged liner and some lashes, and then I will be back to finish my face and then just chit chat with you guys a little bit. So I will be right back. Okay you guys, so I have my full face on. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eyes with you guys. I'm going to go in with this color right here, Caramel, and I'm going to use that underneath my lash line. I'm just going to take a little bit of these two shades now just to further blend out the caramel color. Alright, now I'm taking a more like precise brush. This is the Morphe E36. It's just a little pencil brush, and I'm taking a mixture of these two colors, which is Very Berry and Brownie Batter, and I'm going to keep that closest to my lash line. Before I smoke it out anymore with the deeper brown shade, I'm going to take a black eye kohl. This is from Milani. It's their Supreme Kohl the jaw liner, and it's in the blackest black. I'm just going to run this in my waterline. And then I'm also going to run it on my actual lash line. Now I'm taking a flat definer brush. This is from Sigma and it's the E15. I'm taking this double fudge color and I'm going to smudge that as close to my lash line as possible. Going back in with brownie powder and Very Berry, I'm just going to blend out that brownie powder, double fudge. I'm going to blend out that double fudge color. Now I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is just another BH Cosmetics one, and I'm taking the highlighter that I used for my face, and I'm going to highlight my inner corners with that. The last thing I'm going to do for my eye makeup is use a little mascara on my bottom lashes. So as you guys can see, I did do my whole entire face off camera. I actually filmed a foundation kind of like face routine so that I could post it in the description box of videos so I wouldn't have to have my video so long. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish my lip on this tutorial. I'm going to go in with a Palladio lip liner. This is in Walnut. And I'm just going to outline my lips. Okay, my lips are lined and I'm going in with this Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink in the shade Driver. And since I really don't like, I really don't like the texture of these matte inks. I got them in an influencer box once and they stay pretty sticky. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a gloss. This is a Palladio lip gloss in the shade Champagne. Alright, so now my lips are done. I'm just going to set my face. This is the Ofra Makeup Fixer. It's a very light mist. I'm just going to douse my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix my hair and change my shirt, and I will be back with the completed look and a couple of announcements. So I will see you guys in a little bit. So this is the completed look. I hope this helped you out a little bit on how to do a cut crease for hooded eyes. I tried to be as informative as I could, and if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And also I wanted to announce the giveaway winner. The giveaway winner for the Bad Habit Aphrodite palette and the 15-piece eye brush set from Jessup Brushes is Stephanie Hernandez. Congratulations, Stephanie. If you could just email me, or I'll try to get a hold of you and get your information so I can get your prize sent out. Don't be discouraged if you did not win. I will be hosting another giveaway in the month of February, so please stay subscribed for that. And my next video, maybe not the next video, but the next, sometimes within the first week of February, I will let you guys know what the giveaway is for. Thank you so much for being subscribed to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye guys.